Hi, hotties, kettles, tea stirs. You're here for hot tea. All commentary is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. I got a little surprise for y'all, but let's talk about it. Today, we're gonna be talking about Dusty Dan and her interview that she did with Dear Future Wifey. We're gonna be unpacking that interview just because some of you guys wanted me to talk about this prior to everything that took place with Mill's baby mama. And y'all know when that happened with Mill's baby mama, y'all know I was going to do the interview when I got back from the Millimeter after party, but Mill's baby mama wanted to make a scene. Thank you so much. Mill's baby mama wanted to make a scene. He wanted all the attention on himself. He wanted to embarrass himself, his kids, his ex-wife, and the slaw that stuck on his lip and the monster slaw. So we had to get into that, but I'm kind of drained from him, honestly. So we need to talk about something else. I want to talk about Dusty Dan, and then we're gonna be talking about Stormy. We're gonna talk about Stormy tomorrow. I want to talk about Dusty Dan. I'm not gonna be on live for that long, y'all, because I have dinner that I have to be at. So I got dinner to be at one. I'm talking about at one. I have dinner for 8. So we got to get into this, but I do got a little surprise because I did want Journey to Jasmine and Trenton at some point to come up here and talk with me and break this down. So before I bring them up here, let me go ahead and say hey to everyone. Let me go ahead and say hey to everybody and see who's up in the building. Hi, Miss Irene. Xandra, y'all excuse me too, by the way. I don't have any contacts or glasses on for this live, so I got to put my face all the way up on the screen just to be able to see who I'm talking to and what is being said. So hi, Miss Xandra Bradford. She says hello and hey to the chat. Hi, how are you? I love seeing you in the chat. I really appreciate you always being here to support me. And always in the comments, baby. Happy Sunday. Hey, Jessie. Hi, how are you? Thanks for being here. Hi, thanks for being here. I really appreciate everybody for being here. Janice, hi. Sister Solange, hi. Mama Bees, hi. Hey y'all, thanks for joining. Thanks for being here. Let's break this down. Hey Trending, what's up? Let's get into it. Tiffany Baker, hey y'all. Hi Trending. Yes, say hey to Trending. Hey Journey to Jasmine, is she in here yet? I don't know. Yep, here she is. Hey Journey. Teflon Diva, hi. Okay, so we up in here and we gotta talk. Okay, we gotta talk. I want to know, like I said, I'm gonna bring Trending and Journey to Jasmine up here so they can help me unpack this interview. I want to try to get through it as quickly as possible. It is an hour. It's an hour long. I'm gonna tell y'all right now and just give y'all my thoughts. I don't have many opinions when it comes to Dusty Dan doing this interview because I just don't align with her. I don't understand her standpoint. I don't understand just her thought process and where she's coming from. She sat on that interview and I watched the whole thing, but she sat on that interview and basically took no accountability ultimately. I wish she would have just said, well, I can't say what I wish she would have said. I just want her to say what it is that she wanted to say. But I wanted her to go more in depth when it came to her relationship with Mel and the falling out, etc. Because ultimately, I just don't understand Dusty Dan, her thought process. I already told y'all that. And I am still going to be unpacking Dusty Dan and Mel's friendship. I'm going to be breaking down their friendship. Not necessarily. Well, yeah, we'll talk about how it started because what was told to us is that she had always been friends with Mel's baby mama back when they were in school, but Mel never knew her until the show came about. And in my opinion, in a lot of y'all's opinions, we think that her and Martell had some type of intimate relationship back in the day when they were in school. And then they all, everybody got married and they just linked back up or whatnot. That's what I think. Okay. I think that, but and everything is let me get my banner. Everything is alleged, and in my opinion, this is for entertainment purposes only. But I think that Dusty Dan and Mel's baby mama had some type of intimate relationship, whether that was before or after. But as far as the timeline go, she came back around, and I would say if her and Mel's baby mama were really friends, why didn't they keep in contact when he was, going through, being a married man and having children? Real friends are around through those pivotal moments in your life. So anytime we talking about men and women and they talking about, oh, we were friends, but that friend just so happened to not be around when he was sharing, like, I was about to say sharing his life, but those friends just so happen to not be around when when you're getting married and you're having children, in my opinion, are not real friends. It has more to do with, being intimate friends. But again, that's just my opinion. So, hey, here for hot tea. I'm usually in the bushes, but wanted to say hi. Thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you for stepping out the bushes. Greetings. Hi. Thank you for being here. Hello. Hey, thank you for being here. Hey, Alabama born Bob. Thanks for being here. I always love seeing your face up in the building. Spill the tea with D. Hey, love. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Today we were going to do the recap with my husband, but we went out last night and we didn't end up getting home until maybe like 5 a.m. So we really are not up for that. But okay, so Journey to Jasmine and Trinidad at some point are in the building. Let's bring them up so we can talk about it, because I have plenty of thoughts about this topic. Oh wait, where did Journey to Jasmine go? Hold on, y'all. Journey to Jasmine was just in the chat. While I wait on Journey to Jasmine to get up in the building, let me go ahead and add. There she is. Hi, Journey. Okay, so let me just do it this way. I don't have a round of applause. Oh, but I can Google the sound effect really quick. Hold on. Hold on, y'all. Okay, so when I bring them up here, y'all put claps in the chat, okay? Let me get the round of applause sound effect. Wait. Yes, the clap sound effect. Let me get it ready. Okay, I got it ready. Okay. So when we bring them up, y'all gotta give claps to them. Hold on, let me see. Is it gonna play? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I had to get that ready. But are y'all ready? So when we bring the girls up, let's give them a round of applause. And then also y'all let us know how y'all, like the vibes, because we want to do this often. I know I've been telling y'all that. So first we are bringing up Journey to Jasmine.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Hey, Journey. That was so cute. Hey, can you hear me while the claps was going? Did y'all put the claps in the chat? Put the claps in the chat. Put the claps in the chat. Hi, Journey to Jasmine.
What's up?
Go ahead and give us your welcoming or your entry or your intro.
Well, hello everyone. And thank you so much here for Hot Tea for having me today. Yeah, I don't know.
She's nervous, y'all. She's nervous. Give Journey a chance, okay? Give her a chance. She's nervous. She's new to YouTube ultimately, okay? So when she is on live, y'all have to let her rock out, okay?
Please.
Okay.
Because I have plans for live, but it's just, look, I'm trying to do content right now while doing this. It's not the easiest thing to do, but
it really isn't.
It's really not. But yeah, I hope you guys come over to my channel. Like I said, I'm working on some stuff right now. Yeah, and I'm really just enjoying this time that we have together, reviewing stuff, and just sharing our ideas. Like this is y'all don't even understand. Like when we talk behind the scenes, it's we be cutting up. So we just more so just giving y'all a glimpse into our conversations that we have about this stuff when it's just us. So.
Mm-hmm. So it's 188 people in the building. Y'all make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Do not give hater asshole vibes, okay? If y'all are here in the chat, y'all like it here. So just go ahead and hit the like button. And if you can't stay, hit the like button and you will come back. So let's go ahead and get our claps ready. Y'all got y'all claps ready in the chat for Journey to Jasmine. We are going to, I'm sorry. We already welcomed Journey to Jasmine. Shouts out to Trending. Y'all go ahead and get y'all claps together and let's welcome Trending.
Hey, y'all. Hey, little sis, middle sis. Hi, chat.
Hey, ain't that
What's
the
up,
cutest
big
thing,
sis?
the claps? Y'all give
Yeah, that is actually that's like a little endorphin boost right now.
Yes, claps. Give claps.
I need it when my nervous ass.
Before we keep going, let's let Trending give her warm intro. It's 199 people watching. Y'all go ahead and hit the like button. Don't give hater asshole vibes, okay?
So y'all, honestly, I wasn't prepared. Let's be honest here. I'm up here to just vibe out with the sisters, and yeah, I can't wait to hear for Hati's commentary on this because I think I've kind of already spoken on it a little bit, and it's so funny that I'm up here and I said I was gonna be scaling back a little bit, but this don't count. This is not the same thing.
Yes, y'all know Trending is always politically correct. She has to be prepared. She is the news reporter. And so I just asked them to do this randomly. I'm like, hey, y'all, if y'all not doing anything, can y'all come live with me? And they was like, yeah.
Yep, that's exactly. And I'll be here till my inner old lady kicks in. It's a school night too, so
Right. So let's try to go ahead and get through this real quick with the quickness. And because I want to just talk about this quickly, really, because I told y'all, I feel like y'all know my standpoint when it comes to this. Dusty Dan, in my opinion, is a fraud. And she's fake. She's a liar. She is just it's many things that could be said about Dusty Dan.
Fish eye fool being one of them.
Right. So
your icon is killing me, Jasmine.
Oh, let me see. All big. Oh my God.
That's from the Cat Williams interview.
Oh my God. Okay, I'm about to go ahead and start, y'all. And y'all, I have a new. Oh my gosh, Trending helped me with my money thing. So whenever y'all ready, I got my money ready.
Podcast. I'm your host, Latera Sar Whitfield. Listen, this is season 8. Are you still shacking up with us? If you're,
I don't know about all this.
That's just coming up for these notified episode that we did in each. So that's what it was. Okay, because I kept hearing people like, well, what happened to you? Or
5 seasons, by the way.
5 seasons. Marriage, Huntsville. Without further ado, welcome to the Dear Future Wifey podcast. My homie, Destiny Payton.
Dusty Dan.
5 seasons, by the way.
5 seasons. 5 seasons. So hold on. So
minus the last.
Minus the last. So it was that many seasons.
Yeah, show's been on since 2019.
Okay, so that's what it was. Okay, because I kept hearing people like, well, what happened to you or whatnot? I didn't know that it was 5 seasons and then you just disappeared. And what happened? Why did you disappear?
Well, what had happened was...
What happened was, that's when Black folks would tell a story, they always start off with what had happened was. All right, so what happened was...
The political answer is contractual issues. Yeah, that would be why I didn't return.
So it has something to do with money, pretty much. See, Black folks, we keep it lit on the Dear Future Wifey podcast. So basically, they wasn't trying to run you your coins the way you wanted your coins. I understand. All right. And so since then, how have you been doing?
Man, I made a post. Now that we're in 2024, 2023 was "But did you die?" year. I'm still alive.
Still alive. Why'd you say that? But did you die? What happened in 2023 where you felt like all hell broke loose?
What didn't happen? Just so much. The divorce that I ended in 2021 has been drug on until 2024.
How does that happen? How does a divorce that's supposed to be over, how does it still continue to drag on?
I didn't even know that was.
You there? Here, Friday, you on mute, boo.
Oh, I'm sorry, y'all. What I was saying was, Dusty Dan, you're right. Brown sugar too. Oh, bronze sugar too. Dusty Dan.
Did you go back on mute again?
Who, me?
I can't hear you.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear both of y'all.
Oh yeah. Okay. I don't know what happened, but so yes, you're right. Bronze sugar too. Dusty Dan was not on Love and Marriage Huntsville for 5 seasons. She was only on for 4 seasons.
Exactly.
Oh, but I'm excited because I really want to test my money thing. So I have a super sticker. Thank you so much. Hold on, y'all know I got a money. I got a money. Let me play it. Y'all tell me if y'all like it.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Damn. It's a whole lot of money in this.
Hey, hold on. I messed it up. Hold on, y'all. I messed it up. But y'all get the basis. Thank you so much, Linda V, for the $1.99 super sticker. Hold on, I need to really fix that. But oh my gosh, I messed it up. Why is it on loop? Hold on. For too many. I like. Okay, y'all like it? Okay, good. I just have to figure out why is it doing that. I think I added it too much.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Damn. It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just keep it like that because until I can figure it out. But thank you so much for the $1.99 super sticker.
I like it.
I'm rocking with that one.
Thank y'all. Okay. All right, so let's get back into it. Do y'all want to add something to Dusty Dan and her lies?
I just want to say the thing about the length of the marriage thing, talking about she thought her marriage ended in 2021 and now it's 2024. Your marriage still ended when it ended on paper. Like, stop that. Just because you might be back in court for something doesn't mean your marriage didn't end when it ended.
Right.
That's what I was thinking too. Like, why did she have to embellish a story like that? It does not help her in any way. Like, it makes her look stupid. Like, girl, stop trying to play us like we stupid. We know your marriage is over. Stop. Yeah, I don't really like her. Really have much.
She always lying.
Yeah.
Okay, let's
just like a friend.
Oh yeah, Mel's baby mama.
It's possible.
Yeah, I didn't either. So what do you mean by that?
So the other party can reopen the divorce case at any time. You can pay an extra fee apparently and start to request contempts.
How true is that? I never heard of that.
Well, somebody else actually explained it, so I will not take credit for this, and I wish I remembered who said it. But they were saying that the life of the stipulations lasts for years. So she has stipulations she will still have to stick to. Just because the divorce is finalized, the document lives on what was stipulated in that divorce. Okay. So that's probably what she's being held in contempt for.
Okay. Because she's trying to make it seem like he can reopen a divorce case. I've never heard of that.
Right. I don't think that's what's happening.
Okay.
She just be lying because it's free.
Huh? Yeah.
You can open up. Okay, so you still.
So typically people reopen a divorce because in the decree you may want to modify some things, right?
Yeah.
Maybe we modify child support.
Yeah.
I don't get that, so that's not even in there. So.
Well, you don't get child support?
I don't.
For real?
Correct.
Ain't letting black men get off like that.
I let black men get off like that.
Oh, so you didn't put them on child support?
No.
Oh, okay. Why? Because you felt like it was even, like y'all split the kid up like 50-50?
No, because my son was only when our divorce was final, I want to say he might have been 8 months. He wasn't 1 yet. And so for me, it was like, I just wanted to be over. I gave everything down to the silverware, everything that he requested. And so for me, 8, when our divorce was final, I want to say he might have been 8. When our divorce was final, I want to say he might have been 8 months. He wasn't 1 yet. And so for me, it was like, I just wanted to be over.
I'm not gonna stop too much. I just want to know. So when did he file for divorce? How old was the baby?
She said 3 weeks, wasn't it?
Oh, she said that?
Yeah. Did she say that on the show?
Let me go back. Oh, you said on the show, not on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I gave everything down to the silverware, everything that he requested.
Not down to the silver.
At Vistaprint, we print the best invitations at 50% off. So all our invites start at under $1 because you're
pots and pans, silverware, blender, everything.
So is it still a legal issue where you can't discuss what's going on, why it's dragging on, or are you at liberty to say that?
I can say, yeah, I'm at liberty to say.
Okay, well, why is it dragging on? Why is it reopened? If there's no child support issue,
no custody visitation,
no custody.
issues.
So what else is there?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You got to see something on the
Can we
paperwork.
The thing that has always been requested is that
if she's gonna bring up that he's reopening things and dragging it on, you should definitely know what's in there. You do know, because even if you don't agree with it, you know what's being requested. So this is moot to bring it up if you're not going to discuss it then.
Exactly. Hey, Shar, thanks for joining the live. Shar says, it's not the divorce, it's the stipulations that you may want to change, such as child support, custody, etc. She needs to stop saying reopen the divorce. That man not checking for her. Exactly. She's creating a lot of confusion. That's also what Mel's baby mama be doing.
Mm-hmm. Misleading. That's exactly what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Trifling.
It's a punitive type thing. It's always hold her in contempt and put her in jail.
For what though? Where would you be held?
And shout out to Shar. Y'all make sure y'all sub to Shar. I love her channel. I'm always over there, but in the bushes, of course.
Yeah,
we relate a lot. She says a lot of things that, and I'm all the way on brand. And she has sons, and she don't play that shit. So
and she gonna make it do what it do.
Right. But yeah, hold on. Let me go back a little bit.
It's always hold her in contempt and put her in. It's a punitive type thing. It's always hold her in contempt and put her in jail.
It's not cute.
For what though? Where would you be held in contempt?
Let's see what would we say would be on the list. Talking about said person in interviews.
Oh, so
which is not even in our decree, by the way.
Oh, okay, so it ain't no gag order about that.
No, the only thing that I said that I wouldn't talk about him or his family or anybody on the show Love and Marriage Huntsville.
Okay.
I agree to that.
And then so he feels as though if you're talking about him in interviews, that is the same thing. Is that in the divorce decree?
No, it's
not. Or
not.
Just a verbal agreement y'all had between each other?
We never had that agreement.
You just felt as from a moral standpoint, you just wouldn't mention him on the show.
Correct. Oh no, that's in the decree.
Okay.
That's in the decree. But interviews, yeah, from a moral standpoint, I didn't want to mention him on the show. And I felt like keeping my silence about what was going on would protect my son. And I realized that keeping my silence only allowed a lot of the things that were going on in my marriage to continue. And me having to sit in narratives and different things that weren't real, weren't actual or factual. And I feel like it hurt me more than it helped the situation because I was in protective mode of the person.
My thing with Dusty Dan, I need her to go in depth, like give us some depth. You can't keep being so vague and saying it. Like as she's speaking on this topic, she needs to give examples. She needs to like have the viewers understand what you're saying. For example, when y'all hear me go on my rants about Mel's baby mama, I always give y'all a level of understanding or an example on why I feel the way that I feel about certain things. And it's like, if you're going to say that you felt like, you you wanted to keep certain things silent. What things did you want to keep silent?
Exactly.
I wanted to keep the arguments we were having silent. I wanted to keep the fights that we were having silent. I wanted to keep the back and forth. Like, what did you want to keep silent? That's just my only thing. It's always, we always got to go around the circle and around the world to get to the point.
And can I add that if it was a moral thing, then it would still be a moral thing now on why you wouldn't speak about it. So just say you didn't speak about it on the show because that was in the divorce decree. Don't try to say it was a moral thing because the morals don't really change. So I think she just threw that out there and then doubled back to, oh yeah, and it's in the divorce decree. Like,
Right.
why are you sitting on the couch now? Like, and then she went into, well, now I was trying to protect our child. And I'm not saying that part's not true, but I'm just saying, like, you done pick some real 3 different categories that don't really
Right.
like you were ordered not to talk about it is really the main thing. Because to protect your child, you kind of also would speak about certain things. Not all of it, maybe, but she didn't talk about nothing. That's because that was that divorce decree.
Right.
And then how can you claim morality when you're not moral across the board? You're not moral in other people's lives. Like it doesn't fit. That just does not fit. She lied. She just didn't want to embarrass herself and tell her real life, and that's just really what it is. Because she can't admit to how much of the problem she is.
Yeah.
Without,
Yeah.
Everything.
And now she's still there.
He did everything to her. She did nothing. She was a perfect angel. She never did a single thing to him. She was just sitting in the driveway, and here comes some divorce papers. That's her whole story. And
that's true, sis.
That's
true.
Give me something to make me sympathize with you, because you feeding too much into the part of you that makes me not like you.
Right. That unaccountability.
Exactly.
Person that I had a son with.
So how did it hurt you?
Because they were still allowed to abuse me in other ways, judicial system, financial, and I never saw that coming.
So when you say financial, was he the major breadwinner in the home?
No, he wasn't. But what I asked for the only thing that I did ask for was 1 year of him paying the mortgage on the home, and I was refinancing the home in my name, and I did, but he refused to give me the mortgage statement. But the story that's put out into the world is that I was squatting in my own home that I owned.
So she's basically saying she paid to get the home refinanced, but he never gave her the paperwork.
She's saying she had it prepped to refinance. But I'm gonna tell you what, I've heard a lot of people that deal with mortgages, and they're like, this makes no sense.
Right.
If you were, because she was on the home, per something else, he checked off a box admitting to she was part homeowner, so her name was on the home. I still think she just didn't have no money. I don't know what it was, but it's something that she didn't have something she had to have for it to be fully signed over to her.
Credit.
Credit. Yeah.
Credit. I'm not. I mean, I don't know. Dusty did strike me as broke too, but she strikes me as the type that at the very least try to get her living home order and sit it together. So as far as I feel like she probably stacked and saved the money, but her credit or etc. wasn't necessarily all the way there to be able to refinance a home after a divorce all by yourself.
Exactly.
That's true. Because when Maurice was looking at her credit.
Yep.
Right. Somebody says, this is what I want to know. How was she the breadwinner but had to apply for government assistance?
Come on, Hershey, with the questions.
Thank you. See, we need you at the reunion because Carlos is not cutting it.
Right. Well, she ain't not what she. We don't need her on no reunion. Not like the lady that asked the question, but Dusty Dan, like Dusty.
Oh no, we don't need Dusty Dan.
Yeah, I mean,
you talking about Hershey?
I wouldn't get out.
The lady, definitely not Dusty Dan.
Okay.
And this man has supported me and did so much for me, and I should be able to, move forward. But I didn't think for a whole year that I would be in court. I would be paying legal fees.
So you had agreement to what? You were supposed to move out after a year, or
I was either gonna move.
Somebody said, "Bye, y'all. Too much going on. Bye." Bye, ho.
No, okay, look, let me just say this.
I do not need an announcement.
I know. This is here for Hot Tea Channel. I ain't got nothing. I'm going to sit.
I don't need an announcement. Just click the fuck off. It's very simple. Like, if you're not one of my subscribers, that's okay. But bye. All right? If you hear because you want to hear trending is going to go live on her platform one of these days. But for you to come on my shit talking about bye, y'all, too much going on, bye, like, ho, good fucking riddance. Bye. I need a bye ho song.
Sell the home or refinance the home. And so I did refinance the home, but I the mortgage is in his name, not mine. So I had to have, because he had a VA loan, I had to have the mortgage statement in order to finalize the closing.
Right.
And we tried without it, but the underwriter just was like, no, we have to have it. And then
he wouldn't give you the mortgage statement?
No.
So I saw something one morning. So we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. I woke up one morning and I see you on live surrendering yourself to the jail system. What is it? The Huntsville Detention Center? What was it called?
Huntsville HPD.
Yeah. I saw you. I was like, is this real? What is going on? And it was real.
Very real.
And I talked to you after you got out. What was that about?
So I get a call from Martell and he's like, hey man, you all right? And I'm like, what you talking about? He was like, I'm pissed off right now. What is going on? And I'm like, he's like, you're on Crimestoppers. And I said, well, get off my phone. And I hung.
So Martell called her to tell her she was on Crimestoppers. Okay. Besties.
Not nobody else in her family, not no other friends. It was specifically Trash Tail. All right.
Yo, what I take from this interview, Dusty Dan don't really have family and or friends.
Now, yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't say nothing against that because
she doesn't give me the type of person that have real friends. I mean, look at the people she was gallivanting with. All people she knew through Martell.
Yeah. And can I say this, y'all? We are
about Destiny lying, and if she was, she's gonna have to be clear.
Yeah.
Because I didn't take it that way.
Oh, got you about the comment. I was gonna say if anyone here is over. Well, I didn't even say I was gonna be on your channel, so hopefully they was over here for you anyway. But y'all, we on Here for Hot Tea platform. This is how she run it. She run it. I'm just over here to give my comments. So be careful.
I mean, the people know me. 9 times out of 10, they know. If they know, they know. 9 times out of 10, they know. Which is why they would be subscribed to you, because they know. If they don't like my shit, they would like yours.
I didn't even say anything. I wouldn't even. Yeah, so maybe she was talking about Destiny. Gina.
I do think she was talking about Dusty Dan, and maybe she was. And if she was, Pamela Queen, I am apologetic, and I'm sorry, and I could be accountable for my actions. I do deal with a lot of trolls on a day-to-day, so sometimes it is hard for me to decipher what's what when people are not very clear in what it is that they're saying in the chat.
Very true. I get exhausted sometimes. I do.
Okay, let's see.
And then
you was on Crimestoppers?
I was on Crimestoppers. And the only reason why I was on Crimestoppers was because of who I am.
Yeah.
Who are
because you? I met someone that was actually responsible on the board of Crimestoppers. The next day is how crazy God works. And they were like, we would never put something like that on Crimestoppers.
That's so petty. That's
4 days after the charge. Like, it wasn't like you were looking for me. Like, you can't find me in Huntsville.
You called on the phone, just like, hey, Dan, what you doing? Yeah.
But you know what? The thing that was meant to, and it was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And it was meant to embarrass me, but it also protected me because.
Let me tell you something was interesting, and I just want to chime in. You handled that such like a G. Like you wasn't even. I know it may have been meant to embarrass you, but you didn't seem embarrassed by it. Like, what made you go on live? Because you could have not told anybody that. You could have just went in, surrendered. You know, your dad.
Y'all want me to pause it right here?
Yeah. She did not handle it like a G. What are you talking about?
Oh, if y'all ain't seen his channel, he another nigga like Carlos that be pandering to everyone.
He hypes up everybody. Mm-hmm. I did not.
I mean, that's something that I'm learning in this field. there are some bloggers, they do this professionally. So they just ass kissers ultimately. That's just what it is.
That's why I don't know if I could interview someone I actually don't like, because I don't know.
I can interview someone I don't like. It's about them being able to receive me. You get what I'm saying? I think I can interview, like I would be able to interview Dusty Den, Stormy, etc. But I think they would have a hostile energy with me based on the content that I already
and from the chat, because I'm gonna cut up in that chat.
Oh,
right.
Okay.
Right. Like, for example, when I interviewed Carson, when I first interviewed her, I feel like she was kind of hostile in the beginning because I don't think she knew like where I was coming. You get what I'm saying?
I could see that. Them walls was gonna be up. Yeah, I could see that.
Right, because on my channel, I'm just back with it. So that's why it was very important for me for that interview to kind of set the tone. So I wanted to kind of like, ease her into it. Like I want this platform to kind of be a space to where I'm going to call out all the lies. I'm going to call out and speak on all the controversies, but like, it's still a platform to where if people want to come over here and speak, it has to be true. It can't be bullshit. You know what I mean?
And I respect that.
I will probably never get an interview from Stormy because there are questions that I want to ask Stormy that nobody is asking her. Like, I just don't understand. Is she coming to y'all telling y'all what questions you can and cannot ask her?
Right.
Probably.
Because she gotta explain that nasty ass attitude that she had with Mel. Like that, nothing she has said lines up.
Thank you so much, Coca Lee. Okay, y'all want me to go ahead and play?
But don't
so I can be mad.
I was feeling what he was feeling, all that stuff, and then went and got out and then never mentioned it.
Because it was done publicly. And that was the first time I ever responded to anything that had happened to me in my dealing with my ex-husband.
I can respect that.
Publicly, because he made it public. So how else do I respond?
How did you get on Crimestoppers?
I can respect that, y'all.
Somebody made a call. Somebody knew somebody. Had to. Because literally, when I was talking to an investigator, they're like, typically we do that when we're looking for someone.
Yeah.
And I said, well, I was just charged 4 days ago. And how did it, like, that was quick.
That is crazy.
It was absolutely set up to be embarrassing. And the thing that was the biggest gift about being on Crimestoppers was I could have been seized or pulled over with my son or in a grocery store with my son. And I know what it's like to watch a parent be arrested. I've seen my mother do it. How do I say this without
uncovering somebody?
No, not even uncovering somebody, just dealing with my own trauma. So to watch my mother be arrested and me and my brother be taken away from her and then having to wait in the foster system for somebody to come and get us.
You was in a foster care? You grew up in foster care?
I was in foster care, yeah.
The only thing that I can't respect that Destiny always wants sympathy. For me, your son was not going to fucking foster care. So that is irrelevant. And I feel like she is saying that because she wants sympathy. Like, oh my gosh, my kid can possibly be taken away from me. And I understand she could be saying like she's just traumatized because, the last time, her mother went to jail and she ended up going to the foster care system as a result to that. So that could just be her trauma as a whole. But I think like we need to address the way unaccountable people choose to
their victimhood.
Right. It's the victimhood for me, because if you were such a victim, you would have more empathy and sympathy for other people as you move along in life. That's one thing that I've learned in period. There are victims, and then there are the victims that turn into predators.
Yes, exactly. And then they use actual victimhood or something that caused them to be a victim in the present situation to continue to terrorize you. But it's like that. No, you still have to be held accountable for your current actions while you need to be in therapy for the things that actually happen to you.
Yep. And they try to use it as a get out of jail or get out of therapy, get out of responsibility free card. That's why I told y'all before this, I can't stand people like that.
For how long?
It's a blur for me, but I don't think it was probably a year. Yeah, me and my brother were in a group home first, and then we ended up being separated and going to actual individual homes. And then our grandparents got my mother's mother got my brother, and my dad's mother got me, while my dad was fighting for custody of me.
Her head is big.
And the thing that I didn't want, I'm happy and grateful for, is that it didn't.
Oh, let me mute my.
I guess you would say the generational
curse
didn't happen to my son, because I could have been arrested and he could have been taken from me in that moment, and that probably would have broke me. Now, you didn't see me looking like I was embarrassed, but if that would have happened, so
yes, Hershey. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna need her to stop. And yes, Hershey, I agree. But I'm gonna need her to stop. Everybody knows that Law has a wonderful, from what we can tell, wonderful father who spends time with him and who's very stable. Like, I'm gonna need her to stop playing. Her situation, thank God, is not the situation that she grew up in. So I do understand the trauma, but I need her to live in reality as well and recognize the situation. And again, that's why people who do not operate in truth work my nerves. Because how can you have a conversation with someone who does not operate in reality?
Yeah, this is hard because I'm like, I actually am not trying to use something bad that really happened in your past on you, but I do think that you bring it up in times that will be advantageous. I do.
Oh, my bad, I was on mute, but right, and it makes it disingenuous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But let's pause for a second, because there are 257 likes, but there are 342 people in the chat. So let's just take a quick commercial break, because y'all are clearly stressed out, obviously, which is why you could not fathom hitting the like button as you came in. But no worries, I am going to give you all some time to do that. And while I do that, we're going to play some commercial music. Okay? Yes. Let's get our commercial music ready.
I think it's my jam about to come up.
And it is.
Yes.
And it is.
Shady Grady.
Shady Grady had a son.
I can't with y'all.
I just gave myself a laugh headache.
Y'all, excuse me real quick. I'm brewing coffee real quick. Hold
on. Okay. Do you?
You're going to jail. 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 You're going to jail.
Okay, sorry. Somebody had said really quick that I went to Journey to Jasmine and Trenton at some point to hit the like button, but they are not live. No, they are not live because this is something random. I asked them to come on my platform today. We didn't necessarily plan this, but I'm gonna play it one more time because we should have at least 300 likes. So I'm just gonna play it one more time.
Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, y'all. I unplugged my phone.
You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. 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 You're going to jail.
Okay, y'all. All right, we have 300 likes. Let's go ahead and get back into it. And I'm sorry, trending at some point in Journey to Jasmine. I think y'all were talking.
Oh, no, you're good. I'm glad. I thought you were having issues with the sound. You're good.
Oh, no. All right, let's get back into it, y'all.
Raised with your dad.
I am a daddy's girl all day. That's why you saw him right there. And people are like, why are you taking your dad through that? Like, he's like, I'm coming. I'm coming. Because he said he looked at it on his phone. It popped up on his phone. And it
came up as a notification?
Yeah.
As a father, if I oh Lord, as a father.
I don't want to tell the story that he told me that when that the things that he did after he saw it. As a 72-year-old man that's battling cancer, and to have his only child going through that.
So he saw that pop up. You've experienced that. How did you, so when Martell called you and told you that, then what, how long before you decide to turn yourself in?
The next day.
The next day. What was that decision like?
It was hard. It was a hard decision, but it was like, what's the process? What do I need to do? And how quickly can I go through it to get back out?
Did you have an attorney working with you on that?
I did.
And they told you just go ahead and just turn yourself in, you get back out? And...
Funny thing is, I actually had a meeting with my divorce attorney the next day. And so I'm in her office to talk about responding to him reopening the divorce case. And I had to tell her, hey, I was on Crimestoppers. Like, what do I do?
Yes, I do believe her and her brother have a different dad.
And then she had to refer me to a criminal attorney that I now have to pay to go and get the advice that I need to turn myself in, and then make an appointment to go down and prepare for this charge that I have to fight.
And what was the charge for?
Forgery in the third. And then, Crimestoppers said blatantly, Destiny Payton Williams forged her ex-husband's name on a utility contract.
A utility contract?
Mm-hmm.
So was this something that y'all had? Like, help me understand this, because this sounds real petty to me that became a legal issue. Explain what that means.
I'm sitting in jail asking, what am I here for? Because I didn't know what it meant either. I don't have any utility contracts with his name on it. Never have.
So it's like saying basically that you went and got the electricity in his name. Is that what they're trying to say? Or you got like a water bill in his name?
Girl,
I think so. That I forged his name on it.
What are you talking about? You think so? You think the charge is that
they have to show you what you're being accused of. Like, there's no guessing.
It's ridiculous.
And the fact that a warrant was issued, something was showed enough to get the warrant.
Right. Why do people play like that? So, Trendon, you got a chance to tap into this case a little bit. What are your thoughts on what took place?
I think something was settled. I think that or there was somewhere in there they didn't want to pursue it anymore. But I still think the original thing that got that warrant issued existed, and something happened. because it is dismissed now.
Okay, right. Because the people want to know, do we know why the case was dismissed?
It says not enough probable cause or something like that was the phrase. Because I did show the actual document where the judge ordered it to be dismissed, and it was not enough. I'm using the wrong phrase, but probable cause was used. They did not have enough, lack of, or whatever the phrase they used.
So no, LeBear didn't drop the charges. The judge dismissed it.
Yes. The judge dismissed it. Because it was, I think there's no drop in charges once it gets to a certain point. They had subpoenaed a detective. They had subpoenaed a detective. Like they were proceeding. And then something, it was dismissed. So.
Okay. All right, y'all. There go y'all questions.
Why? But
when I don't have,
I guess the thing that's bothering me is why is the host just sucking her booty like that? Because like it's just so annoying. Like talking about that's petty. If you force something to put something in my name, baby, I'm gonna prosecute you if I don't find you.
I think he doesn't even know the question to ask to be like, well, what document did they show you? What was being claimed was his signature and that you did it? Like, ask those questions.
Right.
So why are they there if he can't ask the right question?
Right.
I mean, it's only so much I can say because we're still legally in the fight, and I want my attorney to be trying to box me when I get home. But
like, did you even bring that?
But I can say this: his name has only been in my name.
My question has always been like, and this someone be in love, and the mayors don't work scenarios in the situation. I don't even in the past. I've cheated on her, and I will do it. The money. You know what I'm saying? It's a nice little, it was a new bill. All she had to do is write a name on it. Make the world do people hate some mother locked up over something like that. Like, couldn't that have been handled in a conversation? I don't know what happened, and I know you can't say too much about it, but could that have been handled in the conversation?
But
to say, hey, guess what?
I know. Because why can't she say too much about it? I thought she said she can talk.
Right, talk. And it wasn't a petty amount. It was a felony level. So to me, that's not petty. I'm just saying. And I know felony can be like, it don't have to be a lot, but I thought somewhere I thought we saw somewhere it was like a 6-figure type contract. That's what I thought we saw, but I don't know for sure where I saw that at.
That's what I thought.
I don't think it was a petty amount.
Right.
Notice this right here happened, though than that. Did y'all have a level of communication where that could that have been having a conversation?
Very much so. Very much so.
Do y'all have any type of communication with each other?
We do.
It's always
cordial?
So yeah, we do.
Yeah, stop asking her yes or no. Ask her what, how, when. Like, ask her.
Right.
Third party.
And really, she can elaborate, but she won't.
Exactly. You have to hold her feet to the fire. She's not going to do it on her own. Because
then she would say, oh, it was a hostile interview. Mm-hmm. So if he's asking the vague questions, she's not willing to, open up or elaborate on it. But if he asks her 2 direct questions, she's going to say it was a hostile interview. And it seemed like it was, an interrogation.
Exactly. She's exhausting.
It's text.
But verbally, y'all can't.
It's text.
Like, come on.
Is it cordial? You have to talk through a third party all the time.
It's text.
Girl.
But verbally, y'all can't have a conversation without.
I've tried.
So it's just a lot of.
How did you try?
Anger between whatever it is.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. What I will say is.
What is he upset about?
In my experience with, turn.
Okay, if you don't know what it is, then you know what he's upset about. You know what he's complaining to you about in the text messages. You know what he's saying in the courtroom. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about? Like, oh, it's text messages. Like, okay.
Yeah. And I just want to clarify. That's why I was saying, because I see Zara's comment. That's why I was saying, I feel like I saw something about 6 figures, because I definitely understand that a felony can be really, really low in some states. I get what you're saying, but I feel like it was a pretty nice amount. I thought I saw something about the amount somewhere.
Right.
turning myself in. I'm sitting there just like,
How did we get here?
I'm really in a real jail for something that ain't real. And all the flashbacks to the times that I picked up the phone and called the police about domestic situations and couldn't pull the trigger.
Yep.
Couldn't give a name, couldn't say his name. Literally, like, go through the process multiple times. You know, the detectives calling me, press charge, and I just couldn't do it. And I'm sitting here in real jail for something like this. And it was really a slap in the face, you know.
While we speaking of paternity tests, do y'all think Dusty Dan was the close friend that was close to Melanie that asked Mel's baby mama to get a paternity test on Sugar Mama?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Would not be surprised, right?
Me either.
Or Sadark, I wouldn't put it past him either.
He not close. Mel not friends with him.
Oh, I thought you were saying close to Hotel.
Well, no, what he said, what Mel's baby mama said in the interview was that a close friend to Mel told him that he should get a paternity test on Sugar Mama, and they not friends anymore.
Thank you. Yeah, you're right. If that's true, because you know he'd be lying. It couldn't be nobody but her.
Mm-hmm.
No, for me, like, you protected this person for so long. You hadn't even spoke out about your abuse. You haven't even, you know, talked about the real trauma that you got from that marriage and the lack of protection that you experienced throughout the whole ordeal. And yeah, it was a lot of aha moments that I needed just for myself and my growth and accepting things and coming to the realization of where I was and actually being married to someone that now.
Yes, Terry. Yes, he is finishing her sentences.
Seeks pleasure in your pain. Yeah.
How does that feel to reconcile your relationship with your ex-husband to that feeling? Because you still got to do life with this gentleman. You know, you have a son. You still have at minimum. This is your of my.
I don't have the words. I always say, but God, because prayer has gotten me to this point, and a lot of therapy, a lot of life coaching. Specific therapy now is trauma-based, EMDR therapy to deal with the trauma, and because I had to go next level. Regular therapy was good, but we need to go deeper.
What's
because
MDR?
That relationship started.
Do anybody know what MDR therapy is?
I'm gonna wait on the chat because I don't know off the top of my I'm not sure.
Let's pull up some Google.
Why you looking?
It's EMDR therapy.
Oh, EMDR. Okay.
Well, that's what pulled up, but I thought she was saying MDR. Let me go back and just put MDR because EMDR keeps coming up. And it's an eye movement desensitization and reprocessing therapy is a mental health treatment technique. This method involves moving your eyes a specific way while processing traumatic memories.
Okay. I'm not trying. I don't want to. You know, anything connected to her just makes me. You know, so I'm trying not to. I know, like, that's a real thing. I've heard that phrase. I ain't gonna say nothing.
You know, I wanted to roast, but I'm like, nah,
up old triggers and traumas from my childhood, things that, you know, I wanted as a kid and didn't get, which was protection. I keep going back to that because I just in some of the most vulnerable states of my life, being pregnant after 5 miscarriages and having this miracle baby, and then walking out of the hospital with a $20,000 bill because my husband at the time refused to acknowledge me on his insurance. So those were, I mean, just the
You
consistent.
said refuse to acknowledge you on the insurance. It's money.
I've always told y'all that I don't think LeBerick is necessarily like the most upstanding guy. But then we don't know because neither one of them, both of them are very secretive.
Yeah, and I always try to say, look, I can't be over here cheerleading for LeBerick because I don't know that man. But I will say, I be listening to other people because it's not my field. But people in the healthcare field said you can't just all of a sudden decline for someone to be covered because you got mad at them that day. They're covered for a period.
Right. I was about to say they're married though, so
yeah.
Not only that,
it doesn't matter. Like that's his bill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, when you are having a baby, that's considered a special event, so you're able to open up your benefits right then. And she
would have already been claimed in his open period. That man is connected to possibly he might still have carried, well, let me say this, at least from one of his insurances, it would have been planned out, and that woman was in his stuff in his open period. So if it was that one time, that doesn't make sense. If she never was covered and then he refused to cover, that might be something. But to just be like, he picked out this specific incident because we got in a fight. No.
Right. And then what are y'all thoughts on her not wanting to give him his last name?
So
was it? I'm gonna play it, and we're gonna pause it again. But I believe that she said that she didn't really want LeBerick's last name, and she also, I think he did it. She didn't want to name her son after him.
Okay, I don't care if a woman doesn't want to take a man's last name.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. That's her choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even for a reason, I'm like, yeah, I don't see anything wrong with that.
What about naming her son, naming his son after him?
I mean, that I wouldn't want to name my child LeBerick. That no shade, like that's a very Miss Alabama.
If my body produces the child, I get final say on names. That's kind of where I'm at with it.
Right. I can't believe her either. Like I just can't. I just can't. He has a good job, good insurance, and they were married. He could say like, it really wouldn't matter. Like her signature is the signature. They were married.
Right.
But I don't have any kids, but that's how it works. Like just medically.
Yeah, medical, just insurance is in. Yeah, I'm telling you,
it's just
you can't just pick and choose a la carte. Don't cover her. I was pissed that day. That's not how it works.
Like I think he probably got into an argument with her and was like, "Well, I'm not paying for this, or I'm not covering this," but like it really wouldn't matter because
right. You still got to.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. If she was already covered from the jump, then. You know, when they got married,
they don't just take it off.
Exactly.
Why you birth
election,
right?
Like divorce.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Ain't that to me? We talking about.
So, for punishment of not naming his son a junior, he refused to confirm me during discharge as his wife on his insurance.
But you're his wife. I'm not understanding that.
It feels lieish. That's why it don't make sense.
I don't think he can. That doesn't make sense to me. Like he can't.
She think everybody dumb. That's not
your
how it
ID
goes.
confirms you. Your paperwork confirms you. Your license confirms you. What are we talking about? He can't say, "Oh, I just don't understand that part of it. I don't know what she's trying to say."
And she would have been seen by the doctors before this point because prenatal care. Mm-hmm. So she would have already been they wouldn't even have asked her for nothing. They probably would have just been like, all right, we got you. Thank you.
Okay, insurance already on file.
Somebody says if you have a change in circumstances, they do allow you to take a person off during what they call a special enrollment period.
There was no changes in circumstances that qualified that for that time, they're changing circumstances that if this is true, he was just mad at her. There were no special qualifying changes in circumstances to remove your wife off of the insurance.
So
They don't do that.
Having a baby is the qualifying circumstance, but you can't take her off the insurance after the baby is born and they retroactively charge
no,
her
but
for the
she's
bill.
trying
That's
to say
just not
in
how
the
it works.
moment. She's talking about that day. He wouldn't
that's
sign
why it makes
off.
no
Like, that's
sense.
not a thing.
That's not how it works. That's just not how it works. Like, no.
Somebody says, I wish LeBerick would do an interview. It would clear up some of these gaps in information.
Yes.
I don't think he can. His job.
Yeah, as long as he stay connected to certain things,
Lies.
he probably wouldn't.
Somebody said, lies. My coworker tried to drop her husband from her insurance, but couldn't because they were not legally divorced. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think that's how it works. You can't just drop her.
Right. And we're talking about a very specific time. Her story is that as she had the baby, he told them not to pay. That's not how it works.
Somebody said, unless he questioned the paternity, but even still, they would have
medical
aid in all of that. You get what I'm saying? It's still. Some states require an affidavit confirming paternity before you can give a child their last name of the father. But she was married. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to.
And they were in Alabama, so I don't even believe that when it comes to Alabama. I'm gonna have to say that. Alabama is like the most behind on laws, especially when it comes to like marriage and
And he was not filing for divorce until 8 months after, at minimum, when the child was born, because she said around when
the divorce was final when her was 8 months.
But he had her served months after
when the baby was 3 weeks old.
Oh, 3 weeks. Oh, okay. Okay. My bad.
All right, let's get back into it.
Doesn't it?
Right.
I recorded and edited my 45-minute podcast in under 10 minutes using Riverside, and here's how. After I finished recording
$1,000 bill. This EMDR, what's it called?
EMDR.
It stands for I forgot the acronym.
Don't ask.
Explain what happens. It stands for I forgot the acronym.
Don't ask me.
What? You taking a therapy and you don't know?
Reticular, it's something, but they'll do. Explain what happens. You can do light therapy in your eyes and explain.
It's various things. I haven't really gotten deep into the physical aspect because my initial therapist was remote.
That's what I'm saying. She be lying.
Oh, she lying. Dang, not lying on that. Oh my gosh.
She be lying.
Like, she just be making up.
She got up here talking about she doing this therapy like she was deep into it. Like, oh, I've done that therapy.
That's what she said.
Therapy, I'm so deep in that therapy. I had to go ahead and start and she wasn't even saying it right. She was saying she was saying MDR.
And he wasn't even intentionally trying to call her bluff. He just
and now he want to know. Right, and now he want to know more about it, and you can't even tell him what it means. Talking about
That's
I can't even tell him. Like, what are we talking about? You talking about you can't say eye movement, desensitization, and reprocessing? Like, what are we talking about?
The people in the chat are better explaining than she is.
I could see why Sonny was just tired of her.
She be lying.
Yeah.
And she had an incident where while she was doing light therapy, her internet went out. And it was traumatizing to her because you're opening
stuck.
up.
Yeah, you're just stuck over here.
Yeah, you open up some things for a person and you can't
get them back.
So I now have one in person. So I get to the next level of the more physical work. Because, initially they have you go through, start with your earliest memory and then, keep going. By the time I got to, I want to say 7 or 8, I couldn't go anymore. Like, I just couldn't take. I was like, ooh.
What was it doing to your body?
It was just, talking about it now is bringing up stuff. Like, I'm a little uneasy, but it just started to, I started to remember things that I completely had forgot. I remember toys that my aunt got me when I was 6 and a nightgown. Like things started to really come out.
I thought she
Talking about it now is bringing up.
What was it doing to your body?
I couldn't go anymore. By the time I got to, I want to say 7 or 8, I couldn't go, and then keep going. Start with your earliest memory, and then go through the more physical work, because initially they have you go through start with your earliest memory, and then keep going. By the time I got to, I want to say 7 or 8, I couldn't go anymore. Like I just couldn't take. I was like, ooh.
What was it doing to your body?
It was just, talking about it now is bringing up stuff. Like I'm a little uneasy, but it just started to, I started to remember things that I completely had forgot. I remember toys that my aunt got me when I was 6 and a nightgown. Like things started to really come out, and I was just like, whoa. It was just a lot of trauma. I had a lot of early trauma that I remembered vividly.
Are you open enough to share some of those without sending you into a spiral?
Yeah, I'm open enough. Dealing with my mom, her drug addiction. I didn't know what that was at the time, of course, but seeing her being, jumped on by drug dealers looking for their money, walking in and the smell of it, those things I remember, and being touched as a little girl, and just things that just constantly happen. And I remember us, like one of my earliest memories is just kind of like, I don't know, you just kind of snap and you remember when you were a little kid pulling up to our apartment and the kids jumping on the mattress next door to the apartment. And I was like so excited, like, oh, that's a memory. But then when we get inside, we didn't have windows in our bedroom. And then I just remember living in a garage. I didn't know it was a garage. My aunt told me she used to hate picking me up from there because I would be covered in oil. So my mom's, I guess, ex-boy or boyfriend at the time, he owned a car garage and fixed cars and stuff. And so there was a room in the garage that we lived in. That was another memory that I had. And it's just, those things started to come up, and I was just like, oh wow, I forgot all about all this stuff.
How did you process that to think about those things, especially the SA situation?
Interesting, because I remember as an adult telling one of my aunts, and she was like, yeah, you told us when you were a kid. And I'm like, I did? And she's like, yeah, you told us. Because I always been a very, vocal
open person.
Yeah, vocal kid, speak my mind. You ain't gonna tell me nothing, and I'm gonna tell you. But I was like, well, y'all didn't do anything. Like, the only reason why me and my brother got taken away from my mother the night that it happened was because I refused to go to their house. And I looked at my brother and I said, we were at a friend's house playing, and one of the boys was over there, and he's like, they can come to our house, and because my mom was late picking us up. And I was like, no, my mom said we can't come over your house anymore. And it was not the truth, but
you said stuff happens over there.
Yeah, and I had already told my brother. And I remember the night that we went to spend the night before the incident happened, before we got taken away. And I remember one of them trying to wake me up, and my brother saying, no, she's asleep. And I literally was faking because he knew it was going to happen to me. And
was it an older boy or what?
Yeah, he was a teenager. And 2 brothers, actually. And my brother, that night that we ended up getting taken away, he stood up and said, yeah, my mom said we can't come to your house. And so I guess the lady waited and waited, and she ended up calling the police to try to ride around the neighborhood and find our mom. And that was the night that we got drove to foster care.
How'd you feel? Do you remember that moment, 4 years old, like you're in this strange place, they done told you can't go back with your mom? That's very near and dear to me as a licensed foster parent. How did you feel in that moment?
Well, the interesting part is, after riding around the neighborhood, going back to our house and trying to find my mom, we saw her coming out of this building as we were leaving the neighborhood. And I'm yelling like, there's our mama, there's our mama. And the police just kept going. And in that moment, I knew, like,
you know what?
What?
I did not. You right. This comment I'm sorry, I was stretching, but you're right with this comment. Wait a minute, I thought they got taken because the mom got locked up. I did think, I thought she said that. That's why she was traumatized with, about her kid, because her mom had got locked up, or they were driving or going somewhere. They got pulled over by the police. Her mom had got locked up, and she never seen her mom again. They was in a foster care system for a year.
That's exactly what she said. That's exactly what she said.
What she say just now about her mom? What she changed? What did she say? I missed it.
She said that what she said was, as far as her mom goes, the reason why they had got taken away from her in the foster care system was because she was SA'd, or somebody touched her or something like that. And she said, I remember it vividly. I didn't want to go back to their house. That's the only reason CPS had picked us up. I didn't want to go back.
Oh, wow, Destiny.
Let's rewind it.
That quick. That's crazy.
You're not. We are
4 years old. Like, you're in this strange place. They done told you can't go back with your mom. You know, that's very near and dear to me as a licensed foster parent. How did you feel in that moment?
Well, the interesting part is, after riding around the neighborhood, going back to our house and trying to find my mom, we saw her coming out of this building as we were leaving the neighborhood. And I'm yelling like, there's our mama, there's our mama. And the police just kept going. And in that moment, I knew, like, they're not going to take us home. And that was the night that we got drove to. So that night that we ended up getting taken away.
Was it an older boy or what?
Yeah, he was a teenager. And 2 brothers, actually. And my brother, that night that we ended up getting taken away, he stood up and said, yeah, my mama said we can't come to your house. And so I guess the lady waited and waited, and she ended up calling the police to try to ride around the neighborhood and find her mom. And that was the night that we got drove to foster care.
How'd you feel? Do you remember that moment, 4 years old? Like, you're in this strange place. They done told you can't go back with your mom. You know, that's very near and dear to me as a licensed foster parent.
Riding around the neighborhood, going back to our house and trying to find my mom, we saw her coming out of this building as we were leaving the neighborhood. And I'm yelling like, there's our mama, there's our mama. And the police just kept going. And in that moment, I knew, like, they're not going to take us home. And request contempts.
Huh?
Yeah.
You can open it up like 50-50.
No, because my son was only...
Still a legal issue where you can't discuss what else is there?
I don't know. Let's see what we say.
There ain't no gag order about that.
To that. We never had that agreement. Mention him on the show only allowed me or factual. But what I asked for the only thing that I did, that I would be in court. I would be paying legal fees.
So you had agreement to what? So I saw something one morning. So we're gonna talk about the elephant in the room. You got out.
And I said, "Boy, get off my phone." He was hired from the border crime. Like, you can't protected me, because
let me tell you something was interesting, and I just want to live. You could mention it
because it was done public. So how else do I respond? Typically we do that when we're set up to be embarrassed. And I know what it's like to watch a parent be arrested. I've seen my mother do it. How do I say this without
uncovering somebody?
No, not even uncovering somebody. Just dealing with my own trauma. So to watch my mother be arrested and me and my brother be taken away from her, and then having to wait in the foster system for somebody to come and get us.
You was in foster? You grew up in foster care?
I was in foster care, yeah.
For how long?
It's a blur for me, but I don't think it was probably a year. Yeah, me and my brother were in a group home first, and then we ended up being separated and going to actual individual homes. And then our grandparents my mother's mother got my brother, and my dad's mother got me, while my dad was fighting for custody of me. And the thing that I didn't want, I'm happy and grateful for, is that it didn't, I guess you would say the generational curse didn't happen to my son, because I could have been arrested and he could have been taken from me in that moment. And that probably would have broke me.
All right, y'all.
Okay, that was 2 different stories in the same interview session about how she got into foster care. And I want to point out that for me, and I think anybody else on the panel too, no one is, to me, I'm not saying that she did not experience those traumas. That's not what I'm saying.
Clear. Yes, we want to make that clear. I believe her story as far as the SA or whatever the case may be. But I do feel like she is giving us this story now as a means to gain sympathy from the viewers. There are some inconsistencies because at one point she's saying that, you know, she was taken away from the foster care system, you know, she was with her mom or whatever the case may be. And then in the next breath, she's saying that they took her that day and they were driving past her mom. So was she going to jail and they took her away from you? And they took, you know, y'all away from her and had to put y'all in a group home? Or did you get SA'd and you didn't want to go back to the home? They were looking for your mom. You know what I'm saying? Because at one breath you saying you were with your mom and they took you and your brother away from your mom, and that's your trauma. You was in a foster care system, and then in the next breath you saying that you didn't want to go back to wherever you was going, and they took you to the foster care system, and you on your way to the foster care system you was driving past your mama.
Right. So we're strictly questioning how did you end up in foster care, not the traumatic things that happened to her as a child. It was that she literally said this is how she spent about a year in foster care. That's what is being questioned, the how you got into foster care part.
Right. You're right, Patricia. She said she was just saying, wait, she just said she was screaming, "There's my mom." And now she said the Popo arrested her mom and they were placed in foster care. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not touching the trauma part. I'm not.
And the police just kept going. And in that moment, I knew, like, they're not going to take us home. And I just remember crying. And I remember me and my brother sitting next to each other just crying and them giving us candy. I remember that's literally across the street from the office who was there with us. And I guess they got us comfortable enough to leave. And there were 2 other that even recognize it as abuse. So for a long time, I didn't even recognize it as abuse. So
about
when it first started, it was like, okay, you know, I fought back.
When it first started, how did it first start? My thing is, you would remember your first argument, right? If you're traumatized in this situation, you thought he was one way, but he just completely flipped the script. You are going to know, like, at what point that was. You're going to remember your first arguments. You're going to remember, not first arguments, but like the first, like, real issues. Like fights physically, if that's what she's saying. So I don't know. For me, she's always so vague.
I agree on the vague part. I don't know how. See, this is the thing, and this is with Destiny specifically, because outside of Destiny, I'm like, yes, I understand there's different responses and different things that happen, and probably gaps in memory. It's that it's so crazy to me that she may have experienced something, but then she is so nasty to someone that has an abuser in their life. Like, I don't understand that. It's hard because I'm trying to be sensitive to people that has gone through this. It's really hard. I'm trying.
She doesn't make it easy. That's for sure. Because her story doesn't add up. And it's like, even if you want to have sympathy for her, so which mama story do you have sympathy for? Her getting arrested or somebody calling CPS? Because those are 2 different stories. So I just need to know where my heart going to it.
Right.
I don't know. I don't have it.
it took me a long time. My actual lawyer had to say to me, just because you fought back did not make it not be abused. And I didn't get that.
Because you're from Detroit.
Yeah, I was about to say, I've been fighting all my life.
Yeah.
So
I think that's valid. A lot of women don't know when they're being abused. I do think that we are taught as women to protect men and coddle them, even against our better judgment.
Oh, and not that that's a good thing, but so it got to a point where I was just trying to fix it. I wanted, going to therapy, and just I was so focused on the end goal that I didn't acknowledge the fact that I was in a situation that may never change. And this is where I tell people and women that I talk to all the time, do not stay in a relationship for potential.
Yeah.
And you cannot love an abuser through it. And you just can't. And once they disrespect you on a level of putting their hands on you, there's no turning back. And I didn't understand it in the moment. I really didn't. We're going to go to therapy. We're going to fix this. We're going to go to therapy. Or we're going to talk to this other person. Every time we got to the point where it was real work, flight. And then I'm still sitting there by myself like, well, I mean, maybe this is not the right therapist. And I go to another therapist, same situation. To the point where I had a therapist say to me that if you don't leave, he will kill you.
Let's reverse. You met your ex-husband how old were you when you met him? And how long did y'all date before y'all got married?
We dated for 5 years. Yeah, 5 years. We were together a total of 7 years. We dated for 5 years. We were engaged for almost 2.5 years. And yeah, it was all long distance.
Oh, y'all was long distance. So you were in your early 30s or 30s. You met him. He lived where and you lived where?
I had just moved back from LA to Atlanta, and he lived in Huntsville.
All right, so he lived in Huntsville. You lived in Atlanta. And then how did y'all meet?
Daily Harvest, you have made my life 10 times easier.
It's breakfast time.
We met at a Christmas party.
What I thought was interesting, I'm gonna skip past this, but she said they met at a Christmas party. At first, she didn't want to talk to him. LeBeric, I guess, liked her but was shy, and her friend told her to go talk to him. She didn't end up talking to him until later on in the night. And when she went over to him, the first thing she did was sit on his lap.
Wow.
Okay.
So I'm gonna look at it like the friend was like, girl, he got money, you need to talk to him, whatever. I don't know.
Oh, like she wasn't giving him any attention and then found out a little bit more like
right.
Oh, okay.
That's my thoughts.
Interesting. I don't know with Destiny.
Yeah, the story behind her and Martell is still a little too unclear for me. So, yeah.
Yeah. So she said in the beginning it was real good, but things changed, etc. That's
like the dating, because you said y'all dated for 5 years. So what was the intentionality back then? Were y'all just this is my some point?
It was long distance, but we were on and we broke up and got back together a lot. But the initial, I guess, the foundation of our relationship, I stayed in Huntsville for about 6 months before I moved to Nashville.
In my opinion, people that break up and get back together already got a rocky foundation and should separate and go on about their way.
I agree.
Yeah, I rarely see that work out.
2 years to be engaged.
And so we were together a lot.
Oh, I'm sorry. What did you say?
No, I was saying them being engaged for 2 years and only married for 2 years, that don't add up either. I wouldn't be with no man for that long, on and off long distance.
She was married for 2 years. Oh yeah, he divorced her 3 weeks after that baby. That's what the peak. Okay, yeah.
And I watched him be a caretaker to his grandparents, and that just made my heart like, oh my God, he's such a good family person. And, even the family dynamics, beautiful family. And
And I think this has a lot to be said with stop dating people based on what it is that they are doing for other people. What they do for other people, you are not going to be able to always get that same result. You could even have better results based on like who you are as a person, morally, you know, your character, your integrity, or the lack thereof. So in my opinion, I just think it already started out wrong. She was dealing with him based on what he did for other people and not who he actually was.
Yeah, and I know it's hard to sum up a relationship in a couple minutes, so I'm gonna take that into account. But everything that Destiny to me does, even from how when she did her interview and the whole thing turned out to be about Melody, it was always what a person could do for her. That is something I commonly notice, is what a person could do for her. And I get the fact that though you do as a woman, so you know, you're gonna look at what a man can do for you, so I have to take that into account too. But Destiny does have this running thing about what everybody can do for her and rarely what she offers to anybody.
Okay, let's pause for a second because I got a Cash App, a $5 Cash App. Thank you so much, Candace. She says, "You go, girl." And then I also have a $10 Cash App from Miss Bridget Johnson. Thank you so much.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Thank y'all. I really appreciate it.
I like that.
Okay, let's get back into it.
I think I was so caught up in that. And
y'all know I have dinner at 8, so I want to try to get through this, okay? Because it is 7:03, so I might be skipping a lot and just throwing my opinions out there. We're gonna be throwing our opinions out there, skipping a lot because we know Dusty Dan just be lying, and I will be creating a debunker about this interview. But I did just want to go over it with y'all because some of y'all wanted it.
You know, always my family is everywhere. My family's Detroit, Atlanta. So I was the only grandchild out of 29 of us that moved away from Detroit. And here I am in Huntsville. It's me and my dad, and then my god family, who's a huge. They're my family. Other than that, it's like I've always been solo. I always just moved really by in the moment. But what I realized, it was kind of like, oh, I know he's gonna be great to us because he's so good. But it was like, I don't know if he just got to a point where he was tired, or it was just like, I've done all this work. Now you do the work.
Why you feel like it was forced on him at that stage?
You know, you could be raised to be the golden child, and you know, like I've heard even him.
Okay, hold on, y'all. We got to pause one more time because I got a $5 Cash App. Thank you so much, Octavia.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Thank you, Octavia. I really appreciate it.
Say, you know, everybody wants to make their mother happy, and I get that. You want to make your parents happy, and I get that, but to the own detriment of your own happiness. At a certain point, I just feel like I got a lot of the backlash from the things that may have just been placed on him too heavily. One of the things
I would like to know specific things about his mom.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, no. Go ahead. Go for it. But yeah, that's interesting. You're right. That's a good point.
I agree.
Yeah, and I don't know what she's about to say because I didn't watch it. So maybe she'll say, but it's been Destiny, so I doubt it. But I want to know what specifically, how did the mom come in between them? Because obviously that's a common trope. What did the mom do?
That would be interesting. She doesn't ever elaborate on anything, so we would never know. But really, that would have been a good storyline. Like, oh, his mother is overbearing, and you know, this is just I just can't do this. People would understand that. There will be a fat amount of people that understand and a fat amount of people that don't understand. Had she would have been honest and been like, his mother is overbearing. I am a family person. I thought he was more family oriented and he ended up not being like that. Even if she would have gave us that little bit of it on the show, people would have been able to accept that. She said shit. She didn't say not one thing.
All she said was leaving. He wouldn't leave and Cleve. That's literally all she said. And I was like, girl, what we supposed to do with that?
Right. And then people be like, oh, well, this is my personal business. Well, don't be on a reality show.
That's we didn't ask you to be in our group chat. That's the tea.
Right.
You asked to be here.
Therapy was my protection, and he can never give it to you because he's been raised to give it to someone, unfairly raised to give it to someone else.
Has he ever been?
Or he can't give you no protection because his family coddles him, they're enablers, and he don't know how to protect because people ain't raising their sons to be protectors and providers. They raising their sons to be I don't know what they raising their sons.
No, you know that. Oh, who said that? Dang it! Did somebody said that? That they be, some moms be raising the sons to be like they feelings. Like it's weird. It's a weird.
And none of them can ever be of any value to the community. They be soft. Obviously, I'm not talking about all men. So, if you're not smart enough to be able to understand that, that's on you. But I'm talking about a fat majority of them. And if you want to debate me on that, I'm not interested. As a matter of fact, hold on, let me show you. Anywho,
oh my God.
So when it comes to that aspect of it, I just feel like women have to be a lot more intentional with understanding that you have this beautiful, loving boy, but he has to be of value in the community. And although it scares you, he is a man. He has to grow up to be a man, or else he's not of any value. I'm letting you know, if your son cannot operate in his highest masculinity, that is how women base his value. Maybe that's not how you base his value, which is why you would attack other women for basing men's value based on their masculinity. But, and their masculinity isn't misogyny.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So just like men can judge us based on our beauty, we can judge them based on their ability to be able to provide and protect. And I think that should be standard. If your son can't provide and protect, you shouldn't even be trying to force him off on other women.
And a lot of dudes, they'll adopt the mentality, well, my mom, she didn't receive that, so they don't even know how to give that to another woman.
Exactly. And I think that's what the problem is. And they have that mentality, and their moms have that mentality. Like, girl, men didn't do me like that. So if he don't want to do you like that, then oh well, this my son. I'm gonna love him forever. It gives Miss Marlene, knowing he out here doing raggedy shit, knowing he out here, doing stuff that if it was done onto you, you would be affected by it. But because it's not, or because it did happen to you a while ago, you have nothing to give the next woman.
Yep.
Right.
Like what I was telling y'all about earlier. I already know the way she moves. I know that she's not encouraging marriage on them. Like, because it's in her mind, that's her husband. You ain't about to take her man.
Right. That's how Dusty Dan gonna raise Law.
Mm-hmm.
To be her protector because she never had it.
Yeah.
Wants to feel safe and loved unconditionally. And because another man can't give it to her, she's going to want it from her son.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go ahead.
And told that?
Has the therapist said that to his face.
Oh, he was there with you.
Mm-hmm.
And what did he say? Did he agree with that? Because that's a great concept. That's a great awareness moment to say, wow, I never thought about that. If I was groomed at a young age to go be this caretaker for whoever it is, mom, grandma, whatever, then, which is a great characteristic when you look at it and be like, wow, that'd be great. He could give me that same level of care. But if it's not managed properly, no, I can only do this and I exhaust this. It's like when you have young boys become the man of the house too early, and you think that you get married to him, he's like, no, I want to get my childhood back.
Yes.
So he was a man from.
I want to pause really quick because Miss Queen 19 said, I believe mothers with sons should have an open door policy allowing their young men to express their feelings so they know how to deal with them. I feel like they already do allow them to do this, and they don't allow their daughters to do it.
Ooh, okay.
Daughters do it. They're too grown. They're managed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When their sons do it, it's normal. Like, I think that the sons already do it. But I don't know. This would be a real interesting topic to speak about. Because I think that is interesting.
And you know what I'll add? It's at least limitedly they can express more than daughters usually can. Daughters is almost like 0, and sons out of 100 might get the 30%, I'll say. Because there's some things I do feel like in that kind of toxic environment, they don't get to express everything. But yeah, you're right. Whatever the son gets is way less for the daughters to be able to express those same emotions.
100%.
Every single time.
Yep.
Right. The sons are enabled. The daughters are controlled.
Yep.
The man of the house.
We have a super sticker. Y'all, I'm loving my money song. Okay. So let me find the super sticker. I can't find it. Hold on, let me scroll up. Oh, here it is. Okay, yes. Teresa Wright, thank you for the $9.99 super sticker. And Teresa says, live or live last or love you last. I just wanted to hear the money song again. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
So cute. And then we can hear it one more time because I have another $1.99 super sticker. Thank you so much. Teresa Wright, she says super chat was supposed to say love you ladies. Okay, yes. Thank you so much.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Damn.
Thank you. Okay, y'all. Let's go ahead and try to get back into this and pack this down.
From 12 to 17, now you're dealing with this 40-year-old man that says, I need your moment happen.
He can't give it to you.
I didn't realize that. He just let that be what it is.
Yes.
How did you take that as a lesson? Or did you say, well, maybe I can love him and he's going to see, and I know it's in him. And so I'm going to get it out of him. I'm going to extract it out of him for our family.
No, I was good and pregnant. And all I could think about was getting this baby here. And I really went into myself and just tried to like block out everything that was going on around me. And I thought I was doing a good job until I ended up having extremely high blood pressure because my body was reacting.
Yes.
And so while I'm not reacting to things or giving energy, it's, you still feel it.
Can I say something?
And that's one of the things that I'm glad.
I really don't like his interview style. He leads in his questions.
Right.
Like, he'll give you a whole answer before he'll even ask you anything. I don't like people interviewers like that.
Right. I agree. That's what Carlos does to Letitia.
Yes. He's notorious
for that.
Yeah. I wonder he reminds me of Carlos.
Deal. That's why a lot of men
women are having them more now. African American women, actually.
Why?
Because not only are we the mothers and the caretakers and caregivers, we're working. And back in the day, our job pretty much was take care of home, kids, and the husband. Now we do all of that and work. And just the life stressors too that are different. What we have to carry. And so a lot of times people are like, especially Black women, they're so strong and masculine. We haven't been able to really sit in our femininity and thrive, because I've been called a man in every relationship I've been in.
Oh, really?
Pretty much.
You called yourself.
So
Okay, now
why?
she's picking that up from women that actually have to do that. She didn't have to be in that position. That's not the same thing. That's survival mode for some that have to be like that in their relationship. Now I feel like she had to probably grow up a little masculine for how she grew up. I understand that. But in her relationship with LeBeric specifically, if you have the autonomy to try to open up your salon, and it's on you on why it failed, I'm sorry. It is not the same as a hard life while you're also in a relationship where someone should be helping you to carry the load. That's not the same thing.
I agree. But also, Destiny is very aggressive in a way that is unnecessary. Like the energy that she gave Mel, the energy that she gave Stormy, the energy that she gave Carlos for questioning her, the energy that she gave Kimmy, the energy she gives as a whole. She is very aggressive, especially with other women.
Yeah. It's like constant neck roll energy. You know, somebody who always is rolling their neck. That's
yes.
I don't like it.
Okay, let's keep going.
They seeing and identifying where they called you a man, and you talking about back in not in high school.
Get it right now, big D energy. But
so you said you're an alpha man, not an alpha woman.
Yes. So what they were seeing, I think what they probably, and what I now understand, is the environment that they were creating for me to be in. So if I'm not in an environment where I feel like, oh, this person has me, you know, I haven't had that experience where I feel like wholeheartedly this person has my back. I don't have to.
Why don't you respond like that to me? I never saw this alpha woman.
You walk in and it's a whole production studio. You
be beyond don't care.
Hi, I'm Trisha, and I'm the founder of Maison Bureau, and this is the story of the cult favorite that
they have been doing a lot of work that you just kind of had me straggling out there. Like
because if you didn't have a
therapist, I was like, I got to a point where I had to put myself in her shoes and look at life through her lens. And that's what helped me heal. And then I had another epiphany. I was talking to my life coach and I said, my mother is from Detroit. She survived the epidemic of crack cocaine, and she's still here. She's still in the streets. She's still, day-to-day fighting, and that's a different level of strength. Siblings that was really can be in a room together that I probably wouldn't.
So you talking about the one that you were raised with, that you went in foster care together? He's
my
no
protector.
Longer, he's no longer here. It all makes sense.
Woohoo!
Well, I was. You did this to me.
Why would you say that to somebody?
Carlos Jr.
Talking about that don't make sense. That lady brother passed away.
What we're gonna talk about? It's making sense to me now. Is that then whatever? But
talk so much.
I think he said
your
I think
husband's
he
supposed to be the
said
priest.
that finally makes sense, actually.
Oh, okay. That finally makes sense. Okay.
Protector. Get into start the state of deal with that
so much.
His life.
This is his interview.
28, 29.
Was that your older brother?
The
one that smoked?
Stacy's a real sister.
So you in Detroit? What was that whole situation?
He was in a like a car club or something like that, and some other stuff. It's so many holes burned.
Y'all, her brother.
How's that process?
That's real.
Or you feel like you're on the other side of the hump?
It's dealing with everything that's going on in life. Like, it's just, like I said, 2023 was but did you die?
Yeah.
It's stock and take. And then the divorce reopened, all those things that are going on, and people don't aggressive. Normally, I wouldn't normally do after what I perceive to be healing. But in my prayers of asking for
her face changed.
I would because I feel like my story is unfinished. The
Girl,
only way
we don't know what it is.
If they told my
right, we don't know your story at all.
We don't know anything.
Right.
It can't be finished because it hasn't even started. Like, girl.
The last thing I want to talk about is her and Moses, what she had to say about Moses.
Jesus. What had even Jesus show? You'd have saw Jesus go, it was over. You're tipping now. You know what I'm saying? Unbecoming. Your
place. Yeah, I think that place
dating is now married. Are they engaged? They just engaged, right? Or did they get married?
I think they might be married.
Okay, might be married then. Married, the producer, one of the producers of the show that was assigned to you. How you feel about that?
Well, being that she told me that was her cousin, it was really interesting to know that Cousins was married. And I know we filmed in Alabama, but
she didn't say that the dude was her cousin. She said that to you.
So the thing that's crazy is that, you know, the job of a producer that's assigned to you, a film producer, is for them to, you know, you confide in them.
Yeah.
You tell, and not only was she my producer, we actually became friends after she left the show. And she would say things to me like when I would have those moments like, this is crazy, I'm sick of this. And then she would say things like, you know how many girls would love to be in your position, and you know how many girls would love to be on television. And I didn't think she was talking about herself. The whole time I'm like,
hold on, y'all. Let's pause for a second because I know we all want to speak on this one topic really quick. But I do want to say thank you so much to Candace for the $2 Cash App.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, y'all. Do y'all want to go? Y'all want to speak on this topic a little bit? Because she's a liar, in my opinion.
Yeah. I'm with Uppity. When did it begin? I'm trying to figure
out as far as her story, right?
Yeah, she's her whole story has been somebody else's story.
Mm-hmm.
I can't
I also, the more I sat on this, I know she's about to get into the whole cousins, my people thing, but Black people do just say that. That's my people because they know my people, so therefore they're my people. Like, I feel like she really went out on a limb to be like, they said they were cousins. Now that I'm sitting here thinking,
right.
It's not the same thing. And also,
they
it's funny that Sunny was telling her, you know how many people would love to be in your position, because right before that she said Sunny was saying something like, oh, that's crazy. But I'm like, was she saying, oh, that's crazy how you act in Destiny? Because how many people would love to be in your position? Because I mean, I feel like she was telling you what it was at that moment, if that's the case. Because she'll never finish these sentences to know the context of what was she saying that was crazy too.
Right. Exactly. She always leave room for confusion. But the only thing that I would say when it comes to this situation is I have nothing to say to Dusty Dan. Women that align themselves with men like Mel's baby mama, I've already said this, deserves what they get. You literally like you position yourself to be in close proximity of someone that that helped ruin a marriage of 12, 13 years in 4 children. You broke up a home, you created statistics. I don't appreciate anything that has to do with that. And as a woman, whether I like you or not, I could never go in cheers with your husband's mistress. That's just a level of dirty that you never want to play on, because look at what happened. The tables always turn.
Yep.
So now you want to sit up here and you want to talk about Moses and Sunny. Baby, we don't really care.
That part.
Okay.
And if anything, I'm Team Sunny. I am not a fan of her messing with or being in close proximity of Dusty Dan and then dating her man. But ultimately what this tells me is Dusty Dan is the type of person to where she has to be in that situation in order for her to have any type of sympathy or empathy for the next woman. A lot of us, when Mel was going through what she was going through, we were just like, oh my gosh, like I don't wish that on my worst enemy. I couldn't fathom that, etc., etc. Nobody would align themselves with that type of filth unless you asking for karma.
Exactly. I don't care if we were friends. If I was friends with the guy first, and
right,
I became friends with you later, I couldn't be his friend.
I would never want to be around a man that could do that to a woman in his family. Period.
Let me tell you some real stuff, and this is how I know these people on the show ain't nothing. Because back to the story I was telling y'all about in my family earlier. My brothers don't want to talk to this person anymore because they're like, "Yo, you bringing us down. Like that's not how we operate."
Right.
You know, you don't just be out here creating families like that. And I'm kind of to the point. It's like, well, what we got to talk about? You need to talk to her. You know, I just, and that's family. You know what I mean? Like, so you talking about, oh, this was my friend first. Like, girl, right is right and wrong is wrong. What about this person denotes that they're a good friend, or you should be a friend to them, other than you being a messy, dirty person trying to get back at Mel for not wanting to be your friend anymore.
Exactly. So,
I don't like women like that.
So now it's happened to you, and you trying to sit up here and have conversations. We don't care. You're the type of person that are cool with men that do what Moses did to you. If you a real woman, if you a girl's girl, you don't even associate with those type of men because ultimately they're really a liability.
Exactly.
Oh, then when I found out the cousins got married,
she did not say that was her cousin. She done told you. So did he say that was her cousin too?
The word was we people. Like they, you know.
Like I know, like
liar.
Man, that's my people.
She's a liar. So basically they said, oh, these my people, this my people, this my people. And she said, oh, y'all cousins. Like, girl, what a liar.
That's a stretch.
So I'm thinking real for real, like real talk. Like in a million years, like I didn't know. And then I get a text message where it's like, hey, out of respect for you and our friendship, and as a woman, I want to tell you that we getting serious. I'm like, when did you and your cousin? When did y'all even start dating? What are you talking about? Because real talk, like I knew that the man wasn't my husband. We had already broken up. Let's say that. I had already ended the relationship, and it was just a lot of things that were red flags, and I wasn't going back down that road again. And then a long distance on top of that. So, but
you like them long distance relationships, huh? I
actually did, because I like to be. I'm an only child. My dad's only child, and so I'm used to after my dad got custody of me. I'm used to being. But that's another story. And so, the thing that about the whole situation, I've known that man for over 15 years.
Y'all go way back.
Way back. And then I had to look at that relationship like, now these people are creating a storyline around me. This is my real life. Like, they're trying to like pitch a show, I think, or something. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. And then I go back to 15 plus years ago when I was dating someone that was actually a celebrity, a rapper, and off and on. And then that's when he first heavily pursued me.
Oh, the guy you started dating.
Yeah. And then now here we are, fast forward, I'm on television and he's heavily pursuing me again. So then I had to think about what was the real intention? Like, were you ever who I thought you were? And what I can say about the situation is, it is what it is. People find themselves in situations, and they ain't got nothing to, well, it do got a lot to do with me because it's a whole storyline. But people will create storylines around your reality and use it for, gain clout.
Hey, let me tell y'all something. Okay, let me tell y'all something. I'm gonna tell y'all something right now, because y'all know I went to the live show and there's not much I can really speak on it. Sonny is 10 times more interesting than Dusty Dan could ever be.
Girl.
I'm gonna tell y'all right now, whether y'all don't like her, whether you like her, she is 10 times more interesting than Dusty Dan, Letitia, Kimmy, Tiffany put together.
Yep.
Production, do with that what you will.
Mm-hmm. And if here for hot tea saying it, middle sis and little sis were there. If they saying it, I'm ready to see it.
True. It's true.
That's good. Production, please do with that what you will.
Production, put them on my show, honey. Just like it's a I forgot the name of that channel. I think it takes two or something like that. He be giving out pink slips. The husband, it's like a husband-wife deal, and he's like, get these people off of my show. And that's how I feel. I'm like, I love this show. Y'all are ruining this show because everybody's storyline is to come after Mel. And I'm like, bro, how many seasons do we need to have for y'all to understand that this is not what we like?
Right.
You know,
what would be ideal? What would be ideal, in my opinion, for Love and Marriage Huntsville is Mel. I think I already told y'all, but Mel, take Martell off. Keep Letitia and Marceau. Make Kimmy and Maurice friends of the show. Keep Stormy and Courtney. Nell and the Fletchers need way more TV. They need to be able to take up their slot and Kimmy and Maurice's slot because they are extremely exciting. Okay,
totally agree.
Based on because if like, and then just the fact that Sonny stole Dusty Damn Man, I think that would be good for them to add her, because that would be like interesting in my opinion, and it wouldn't be no story around Dusty Dan because who the fuck knows you? We don't know you. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, we don't need her on the show to make that work.
Right, Tiffany and Lou are needed because Lou is a decent man, and Kiki got to go, and boom. The reason why Kiki gotta go because we don't need that many. We don't. Need that many
yeah.
I'll say. Ooh.
So y'all ready?
No, I'm gonna withhold judgment on the Tiffany part, but yeah, Kiki, I'm sorry. You gotta go.
Tiffany annoying as hell, but she be getting it popping and asking the questions that need to be asked. Everybody else be asking.
Yeah, I don't know why so many people gave her such a hard time. She was doing exactly what we needed from her.
She was good with me until some other stuff that I feel like comes from her prejudices, and that's where I stopped liking Tiffany. But as far as getting the questions going, Tiffany asked a lot of those types of questions, I'll say.
Yeah.
Attention.
How long y'all broken up at that point?
Probably about 5 months, maybe. And
do you feel like it's betrayal on who part? His part or her part? Or
both.
Wow.
Because we got to, when I said we continue the relationship, I got messages on my phone, I love you, sis, miss you, sis, surprise birthday parties I was invited to by her sister, like things like that. So it was a developing relationship, and I confided in her about my relationship, not only as my producer, but as my friend. And but the biggest betrayal is him, because I knew the relationship wasn't going where it needed to go as far as marriage or anything like that, but that was still my friend.
So answer this: how would you have responded if she came to you, or both of them came to you and said, "Hey, listen, we are interested in each other. We're at the interest stage. We haven't even been on a date with each other, but I'm interested in her. She's interested in me. Do you mind if we pursue this?" What would you say?
Who, Jesus? I can tell you what I said on the day that I found out, but
that's hindsight. You got to go by at the beginning. If they did things right,
listen.
Would you say, we done this 5 months ago? We
I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say that now, but I probably eventually would have got to a point where I respected it,
But at that moment, would you say no?
I can't tell you because I am not in that moment.
Well,
and I can't tell two grown people no. But at the end of the day, I respect honesty versus betrayal and sneaking.
Right.
And so for me, it's like the worst part about the situation is that I know that friendship the door is closed. Like him and I can never be friends again because of betrayal. And that's the part that stung the most.
That you felt betrayed.
Yeah.
But had they asked you at the beginning, you don't know what you would have said. And because my thing is, I wonder, like,
the Detroit had came out of, but no, I'm sorry, what'd you say?
We gotta get you delivered from Detroit. We gotta get you delivered from the.
They can't take the girl out of Detroit. We can't take Detroit out.
At Motor City. So what happens is this. So my thing is, I always say people find love however they find love. And then you said it key, you said we realized we weren't each other's person, basically. That's not my husband. And so my thing is, once that is understood, is it okay for that person to be released to date whoever they date, be with whoever they be with, and it not be a betrayal? Like, it's different in this situation.
Use that situation.
Well, I can't use that because it was a whole show. She's your confidence, producers,
and then
all
it became
that.
So, I mean, why is it public? Why is it on the internet? You know, that type of thing. Why is it a story? Because if I fell in love with someone that I won't I pray to God, don't put myself in a situation like that. But somebody that I considered a friend, their ex or whatever the case may be, you would kind of want to maybe protect that and be silent and like really build it up and like really make it a thing. But it's like more of an attention seeking situation.
Well, if you said they try to make a storyline of a show, if it's something,
I don't know what it is,
Okay.
but it just became like, you know, hey, we see her the next day, they in the kitchen getting married. And I'm like, what is going on? What?
Would it be worse if you didn't know and you just find out that it's kind of hidden 2 years later, you found out they've been married for 2 years?
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. It's almost like,
I'm just saying you can't, it's such a situation where you just really,
there's no right or wrong.
It's just wrong.
Right. So that's what I'm saying. So we pretty much done with this interview, y'all. She talking about, oh yeah, it's just wrong. It is just wrong. It's just wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And I feel like when we talk about the breakdown of Mel and Dusty Dan relationship, I want y'all to understand that Dusty Dan is an op. She acted as though she disagreed with Martell, but still wanted to be his friend. My thing is, people that are neutral in situations that are clearly, you know, right and wrong are very dangerous, because ultimately what she was saying was, I know he's wrong, but he's my friend. And I disagree with him, but he's my friend. And it's like, morally, and where your integrity lines up as a woman, where do you stand? You get what I'm saying? Do you disagree with him and not rock with him? But can still, like, I just don't understand how you can disagree with him and not rock with him, and he committed such an offense so bold as a woman. You basically let us know where you stand. You're not a woman first, in my opinion.
I think that's a Nelson Mandela quote. If I'm wrong, you know, don't kill me, but I think there's a quote that says, those who are neutral in the face of injustice side with, or in the face of oppression, side with the oppressor.
Right.
That's her.
Yeah, I agree.
And she's not even neutral.
Yeah, that's the part.
So when we do the breakdown, y'all gonna see like Dusty Dan saying stuff to Martell like, oh, but you're wrong. Oh, but this, oh, but that. But at the end of the day, once you start speaking up and trying to hold one accountable that you claim to be your friend, and they clearly, you know, they don't accept it morally or with your integrity, where do you stand? You get what I'm saying? So do you just kind of like hush just to make it easier? You know what I'm saying? Like, that still, in my opinion, wouldn't make you a good friend. The stuff that this man did to his family, I wouldn't wish on any woman. So the fact that as a woman, you can align with him and even attend a birthday dinner with the woman in question that was harassing and taunting the woman that gave you $6,000 is the epitome of pathetic.
Yeah. And not only was it wasn't even just them three as adults. The children were there. And I that's just a whole nother, she's seeing it in person, you know, the discomfort, and then, you know, turning the camera to them. Like, it's just like, it was a lot. Like, Destiny's foul on so many levels.
I agree. Yeah. Well, other than that, y'all, I'm gonna go ahead and get up off of here because y'all know I have to go to Zindian.
Okay, enjoy yourself.
Thank y'all so much. We don't have any more super stickers or anything like that, but I do just want to play my money song because like it. Y'all like it, and we're gonna head up out of here. I am still gonna do the Dusty Dan debunker of Mel and her friendship breakdown. And if y'all want, I'll do a debunker on the lies in this interview. Just if y'all want it, because she is exhausting. And then we still gonna be talking about Stormy and Mel's relationship breakdown, because I know y'all probably thought I wasn't gonna do it, but all of this Martell stuff, we just had to get that out the way, and then we'll resume getting into Martell's ass, because I got a clean ass roasting for Slarion stuck on the lip. So y'all do comments, let me know what y'all think. Night, y'all. Thank y'all for joining. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on your way out, and hit that post notification bell so y'all are up to date each and every time that I upload.
It's a whole lot of money in this motherfucker. Damn, it's a whole lot.
Okay, y'all. And should we end it just on the let me see. Let me give y'all one more little song that y'all love, the jail song. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Because y'all love that. And it's a lot of new people that was asking me like, oh, can you not have your intro so long? And they don't understand that when I talk about Martell, Slarion, and Marlboro Marlene, y'all like that intro. Y'all like that. The day ones like that. So the new people are like, oh, your intro is too long. I guess they think that's my intro for every video. Like, girl, relax. But anyways, here is You're Going to Jail.
Lock his ass up. You're going to jail. You're going to jail.